Hi everyone, my name is JJ Huszczo. I'm the mid-market EMC account manager for the Cleveland area, and that's why I'm standing in front of the Factory of Sadness here, otherwise known as Cleveland Browns Stadium. Now luckily, I'm not going to go through the evolution of the Cleveland Browns today, because that would be, well, pretty depressing. But I would like to talk about the evolution of Flash. So back in December of 2014, a man named David Foley wrote an article on Wikibon, and he talked about the evolution of Flash in the marketplace. It started with Generation 1, he says, and in Generation 1 back in 2008, EMC started to put Flash technology into their storage arrays. It was kind of a hybrid approach. A lot of customers are still using it successfully today, but when we moved to Generation 2, that's when companies like Nimble and Tintry came into the marketplace, and they didn't do very much more than what EMC was doing in Generation 1. They were still using a dual controller architect, and it was very limited in the amount of scale. It was only available for very small applications. So this generation was known as the generation of insignificance. Now as we move into Generation 3, this is when companies like Pure and Violin came into play. They were still using a dual architecture, a dual controller architecture, but they were able to do a little bit more from a scaling perspective, but customers had to choose between the performance of the Flash or the data services side, the efficiency of data services. So because of that, the customers had to choose. It's known as the generation of compromise. So as we move into Generation 4, this is when EMC really took it to the next level. When EMC came out with XtremIO, their all-flash array, it was something that revolutionized the marketplace. We took both the performance that was needed for high ops and also the data services, the efficiency of data services, and combined them into one solution. So now customers don't have to choose between performance and data services. They can get them all within XtremIO. Now because of that, customers did not have to make a compromise. This Generation 4 was known as a generation of no compromise. And a lot of customers are using this very successfully today. One customer example is CDW, who is a current partner of EMC. They actually implemented XtremIO last year and had significant benefits across the board. One area in particular was they were actually able to lower their footprint space-wise in the data center and the cooling and power by 90%. Now let me repeat that again. They lowered it by 90%. They were able to take what was in 14 racks down to 2 racks. So that's just an example of one customer. We have a lot of customers who are having a lot of success with XtremIO. I'd like to thank my cameraman, my 9-year-old son, Jaden, for helping out here today.
Hi.
And I would now that I'm Gen 4 certified, I would like to challenge some colleagues to do the same. I'd like to challenge Victor Lane, Mark Simcoe, and Mark Hill to get Gen 4 certified. And since I am standing in front of the Brown Stadium here, and I put a little optimism at the end here, because who knows, maybe this will be our year, I'd like to end with Go Browns.